Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com, bringing out my NBA Jam session for November 28th, 2022. If you're looking for more of this great content, man, y'all know what to do. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Check the subscriber count, man, 100K. Thank y'all for all those who watch daily, who comment daily, and who helped us reach this point, man. We're on the road to 1 million now. I just want to come here and say thank y'all to all those who do all those things, man. Y'all really help us out a ton. Also, though, drop what y'all like down in the comments. Y'all know I love going through, seeing who y'all like in the comments. But if you're looking for my best bets today, the best that I'm placing, as well as best bets from the top handicappers in the world, check us out over at pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab. It'll take you right to it. Link to my $15 NBA Jam Session plays in the description. That's my best bet in the NBA every night. We drop back-to-back plays. Yeah, I've dropped my back-to-back plays on the Jam Session, but we still hit 4 of our last 6. We've still hit 7 of our last 11. So I would say we're still pretty red hot on that Jam Session play. So scoop that up. Bounce back tonight. I love tonight's Jam Session play. $15. Scoop that up. Also, all my plays, guys, all of my plays that I've ever released as a premium are documented over at the site. So you can read the article that I put out and see every pick that I've ever put in over at the site. So go over there. The link in the description takes you right to my page. Scroll down to the bottom. You can see every article, every pick that I've ever made right there. Nothing to hide from, nothing to run from. So go check that out. Link to my Twitter is also in the description. Parlay Guy J. Click that, man. That's where I release the parlay of the day. I also release late injury news, and I tell y'all if my mind changes on any of these games due to late information, follow me there on Twitter. We got a 9 or 10 game card. I think it's a 10 game card tonight in the NBA. There's a few spots to attack. There's some traps and some spots I like. Per usual, we want to smash it like we always do. And without further ado, let's get into tonight's NBA action. In our first matchup of the night, man, we got the Atlanta Hawks on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Hawks road favorite, laying 1, total 219. I'm going to lay the bucket with the Hawks, even though y'all know typically I hate taking them on the road. I think this is a good situation. I know they've lost back-to-back games against the Rockets and Miami, two teams that are not the top echelon of basketball right now at this current point of the season. And I know they find themselves on the road here again on this one. Well, they played Miami at home and they lost. They're back on the road against in the face of a banged-up 76ers team. I got to go with the Hawks. They're the way better team in here. As I'm looking right now, I still see no Embiid, no Harden, no Maxey. Follow me on Twitter just in case one of those guys gets upgraded. Embiid, there's a slight chance he might, but I doubt it. So, yeah, follow me there. But I'm on the Hawks in this one. They're just a better team. I know we typically don't take them on the road. I think this is a good spot. Sixers, this is a step up in class to what they've been playing. They played the Magic twice and Charlotte in their last 3 games. Not overly impressed with those 3. I definitely think this Hawks team is a step up. After losing back-to-back games, I expect this Hawks team to come out playing pretty well. So I'll lay the bucket with Atlanta here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road facing the Washington Wizards. Minnesota road favorites laying 1.5, total 223. I'm going to take a shot with the Timberwolves here on the road. I'm going to lay the bucket. Y'all know typically I'm not on the Timberwolves, man, and I'm especially not on them on the road, but I think this is a good spot right here for them. Maybe you can call this a bounce-back spot after getting took behind the shed last night by the Golden State Warriors and losing to Charlotte the game before that. But this Wizards team hasn't been great either. They've lost their last 3. They got beat by Boston last night without Tatum, and they failed to cover in that one. The 2 games before that, they played a Miami Heat team who was missing some guys as well, and they lost those back-to-back. I'm not impressed with what I've seen with this Wizards team right now. I've been telling y'all all season they're way too inconsistent for me. So it's a pick between 2 evils for me in this one, but I'm going to side with the Timberwolves. I think they are the better team. They have the better players. And I think they can go in here and get a road win in a bounce-back spot. So give me the Timberwolves here in this matchup. Not my favorite game of the night, but I'll lean towards the Timberwolves here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Charlotte Hornets on the road facing the Boston Celtics. Celtics laying 11.5, total 227. Interesting matchup. At the time of doing this video, Tatum is still listed as day-to-day. Follow me on Twitter. I'll update y'all as soon as I find out anything, if he's in or out. The Celtics still got the win and cover last night, no Tatum. They've looked like the best team in the NBA. They've been steamrolling everybody in their path. This Boston team is playing some really good basketball right now. But 11.5, I'm going to be honest, is kind of crazy. This Hornets team has been playing some pretty good basketball now. They've won their last 2 games straight up. They beat the Timberwolves and they beat the 76ers. And they covered against the Wizards in the game before that. So they're on a 3-game cover streak. I'm going to have to side with the Hornets. I'm going to hold my nose on that 11.5. And hopefully they can get it done. I know Boston has looked like the best team, and they're at home in this one. They've been steamrolling everybody, but double digits with the Hornets, who've been playing some pretty good basketball here recently. I'm going to try to grab them. I can see the Celtics definitely winning this game, but there's a lot of room in there to get a cover. So give me the Hornets in this one. I'm going to take a shot with them. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Orlando Magic on the road facing the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn home favorites laying 10.5, total 220. I don't feel like laying 10.5 with Brooklyn at home, man. 10.5 is crazy for a Brooklyn team who's really inconsistent. But the same could be said for the Magic. They could win this game outright, but in that same breath, they could lose by 20. So for this one, I'm going to go to the over. I think we see some scoring in this one. We've seen some scoring in the last few games for both of these teams. I want to say Brooklyn would have went over this total 4 of their last 5 games. Orlando would have went over this total 3 of their last 5. I think we'll see some scoring in this one as well. We know KD and Kyrie, they're definitely bucket getters, and the Nets aren't known to be playing a whole lot of defense. Same for the Magic. I think that right now they're just trying to get up and down the floor, be as healthy as possible. Defense right now for them is kind of optional. I like this over 220 in this ball game. I do lean towards the Magic just because 10.5 is a crazy number for this Brooklyn team. A Brooklyn team who is negative on the season, 10-11. They have a negative record and they're laying 10.5. That's crazy to me. So I do lean towards Orlando in this one as well, but I like the over as my favorite play here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got a good game. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road facing the Toronto Raptors. Toronto home favorites laying 1, total 219. Now, for this game, man, this is one y'all definitely need to follow me on Twitter, and y'all need to check the injury reports before placing your bets on this game. Pascal Siakam has been out for like the last week or 2. He's listed as questionable for this game. Scotty Barnes also listed as questionable for this game. Otto Porter Jr., he looks like he's ruled out for this matchup. But Siakam and Scotty Barnes are 2 huge pieces, if not the 2 most important pieces for this Toronto Raptors team. If they're in, it definitely is going to change it. If they're out, they're definitely going to change it. For me right now, with the information we have, I'm going to take the Cavs on the money line. Even right now, if those 2 guys do play, right now I lean Cavs money line. Because I think sometimes we overreact to a player coming back into the fold, and I think it kind of takes them a few games to get their feet back acclimated. So I'm going to lean towards the Cavs in this one. Follow me on Twitter. I will definitely update y'all on this one to see if Scotty Barnes and Pascal are out. But this Cavs team has just been playing the better basketball, in my opinion. They've turned around their season after going on that 5-game losing streak. They've won 4 of their last 5, playing some really good basketball. They just beat up on the Pistons yesterday. I know they're on a back-to-back, and now they're on the road, but I think this is the side to be on. So give me the Cavs here on the money line. Try to get us a little plus money. Update y'all on Twitter once I find out on Siakam and Scotty Barnes. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies on the road facing the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans home favorites laying 4.5, total 233. My Thunder Buddies are struggling right now, man. They've only won 1 of their last 5. They got beat by Houston in their last one. They beat Chicago in double overtime the game before that. But the 3 games before that, they lost all 3 of those to Denver, New York, and Memphis. They're struggling right now, man. And I'm going to fade them again here tonight. Give me the Pelicans. I'll lay the points with the home team. I know McCollum in this one, he's dealing with COVID issues. Brandon Ingram looks like he's doubtful for this one as well. This could be the Zion show tonight. I like Zion overs in this one if you're a prop bettor. I like Zion overs in this one, and I like the Pelicans to defend home court and still get a dub. We know the Pelicans, they typically play their better basketball at home. They've won 3 of their last 5. Playing some decent basketball right now. I know they got beat pretty handily in their last one by the Grizzlies. That was on the road. Back at home here tonight. The last home game, they smashed the Warriors 128-83. I think that this one could be pretty much the same. I know, like I said, they're missing some few guys, McCollum and Brandon Ingram. They still got some guys over there. They're like Trey Murphy. Zion looks like he's a go in this one. With Oklahoma struggling right now, I can't really get with them here on the road. So give me the Pelicans, and I'll lay the 4.5 here with them at home. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Houston Rockets on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Denver laying 11.5 at home, total 230. For me, it's just a lean towards the Rockets plus the points. 11.5 is a crazy number in my opinion. This Denver Nuggets team is just now getting back healthy. They're just now getting some guys back. I don't think that they got necessarily the chemistry and the roster chemistry right now to be laying 11.5 with them. Guys coming off of illness like Jokic and Murray, and looks like Michael Porter Jr. is on this injury report right now. So is Bones Highland. They're both listed as day-to-day, so it's still kind of a banged-up Denver team. I know this is the 8 o'clock window where the Nuggets go crazy, but the Rockets have won their last 2 against Oklahoma and Atlanta. Both games were at home. I think that they can keep this one pretty competitive. This is not my favorite game tonight, but 11.5 is crazy with the banged-up team, in my opinion. Rockets have won back-to-back. I don't think they win this one, but I think they can keep it pretty competitive here in this one. So give me the Rockets, and I'll take them here plus the 11.5. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Chicago Bulls on the road facing the Utah Jazz. Jazz home favorites laying 2.5, total 235. Y'all know where I'm at in this one, man. And I think this is a perfect get-right spot for them. Give me the Jazz, and I'll lay the bucket. Jazz have only lost 2 games at home all season. They lost their last home game against the Pistons in a game which I was on them. It was kind of frustrating. And I know the Jazz have lost the last 4, but I think all that just combines into a perfect spot to take them here at home tonight. Like I said, they've only lost 2 games at home all season. The one pause that I do have is Lauri Markkanen is listed as questionable right now. Whether he's in or out, though, I'm still on the Jazz. Even though he's a huge piece for this Jazz team, it's not like the Chicago Bulls team is just anything that scares me off of the Jazz here in this one. The Bulls are a mediocre, overrated, inconsistent team in my mind. They've lost 3 of their last 5. They do have 2 solid wins in there, though, against Milwaukee and Boston, arguably the 2 best teams in the East. But they also have losses to Oklahoma City and Orlando in there, and they also lost to New Orleans in that last 5. So mediocre, overrated, and inconsistent for that Bulls team. I think this is a horrible spot for them here tonight on the road. Jazz have lost 4 straight, but they're back at home where they play their better basketball. I'm all over them here today. I'll lay the bucket. Like I said, Markkanen in or out, I'm on the Jazz. I do think it'll move the line a little bit, whether he's in or out. So I would grab this 2.5, but give me the Jazz here, and I'll lay the points. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got 2 of my favorite money-making teams. We got the Phoenix Suns on the road facing the Sacramento Kings. Sac home favorites laying 1, total 230. I think the books got this one right, man. I'm going to side with the Kings, man. I'm going to lay the bucket with them here at home. These are 2 teams that play their better basketball at home. I don't necessarily, or I do trust the Suns on the road, but I'm not in love with the Suns on the road. And I'm not in love with this spot for the Suns on the road. The Kings are coming off 2 back-to-back losses against the Hawks and the Celtics. Both of those games are on the road. Back at home where they play their better basketball, I think they get a win in a good bounce-back spot for them here tonight. Let's not forget this Kings team was just on a 7-game win streak before dropping those 2 on the road. I think they get back to what they were doing here at home here in this one. I know Phoenix has been hot, winners of 4 of their last 5, playing some really good basketball. This is going to be a great game here tonight. I can't wait to watch this one. But I think the home team gets the job done. I think the Kings continue to fly under the radar. And I'm going to take them here to get the dub here in this one tonight. So give me the Kings. I think they get a dub in a great bounce-back spot. I don't love the spot for the Suns, so I'm on the Kings here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Indiana Pacers on the road facing the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers home favorites laying 4.5, total 234.5. Hey, man, the Lakers are hot right now. Lakers have won, 4 or 5? playing some really good basketball here recently. But I have to put a disclaimer on that hot, man. They really haven't played anybody. 3 of those 4 wins are against San Antonio. The other one is against Detroit. The one time they stepped up and played some pretty good competition, they got beat by 10 in the last 5 by Phoenix. But the same thing could pretty much be said about Indiana. They've won, 5 of their last 6? No, they've won 4 of their last 6. They lost last night to the Clippers in a game where they stepped up and played some pretty good competition, and they got beat. They beat Brooklyn, which I guess is a good win. But the other 3 wins that they have is 2 against Orlando and 1 against Houston. So like I'm saying, both teams, they're playing better basketball right now, but they really aren't playing great teams. For me in this one, I'm going to side with the Pacers plus the points. Like I said, the Lakers, they haven't played some better basketball, but 3 of those wins are against the Spurs. I think the Pacers are definitely better than the Spurs, so this is a little step up in competition. And I think the Pacers can keep this one pretty close, if not win this one outright. I'm not 100% sold on that Lakers team. I got to see them do it against some better quality opponents. This will be a solid win for them tonight if they can cover this one, maybe push me a little more back to their side. But I'm still looking to fade the Lakers right now, so I'll take my 4.5 points here with the Pacers. And that's going to conclude tonight's NBA Jam session on November 28, 2022. If you're looking for more of this great content, man, y'all know what I need y'all to do. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, drop your like down in the comments. Best bets from the top handicappers in the world can be found at Pickdawgz Premium. Link to my $15 NBA Jam Session play is in the description. My best bet in the NBA every night. Bounce back night tonight. Also follow me on Twitter for the parlay of the day for any late information on injuries. And if my mind changes on any of these 10 games we have on the board tonight. Let's make some money tonight. I'll talk to y'all on Twitter. I'm out.